All right, so let's talk about why Kratos is so relatable for a father. And let me set some stuff straight. So, about the time God of War 2018, the first Norse game that he had, the Norse era, right? That came out. I personally was a brand new father about that time the game came out and I started playing it, things like that. So I had only played God of War 1 at that time. But I knew the story. I had read up on it online a little bit. And playing that game while I had a fresh newborn baby, who he is now 5, right? So we're fast forwarding to the future as well. So playing that as a new dad of what I want to be, what I want, to raise them to do, what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do, things, right? And any parent is thinking about when they have a kid or they're going to have a kid and things like that. And you get to see Kratos go from this, borderline barbarian, like he's just this warrior, he's ruthless, he could care less about anybody or anything, he's in so much pain. He's gone through horrible things with the gods. He has a lot of grief. And then he kind of gets brought down to earth a little bit with Faye. And you don't really, in the 2018 game, you don't really get a lot on Faye, but you get a lot on Kratos and Atreus and their relationship. And how they aren't like buddies or I don't know, things that you would think off the rip. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be my son's gonna be my best buddy ever, right? And seeing him go from he's the protector, he is the warrior, he brings the food, he brings the shelter, he all these things that he does, because that's he's well, I know how to do it, I'm just gonna go do it, and then taking care of Atreus and raising him, that's gonna be Faye's job, right? And then obviously she's gone and he has to go take up the mantle for both, right? Seeing his development throughout that first game hit me so hard. I was it was very surreal of how well at least me as a new father, how that hit. And then I played Ragnarok this year in 2023. I owned it at the end of 2020, and then we had a kid number 2, right? So I got very busy with that again. So seeing him change and then their relationship change, and then he goes from this super hard, strict parent at the beginning of 2018 God of War to the end of Ragnarok, where he just is it's like a different side of the same coin. And he's like, you need to listen to these animals and you feel for them, where before, when things died or whatever because they're trying to survive, he's like, turn your heart away from it, blah blah blah. It's just so surreal as at least a father, and maybe just in general, if you grew up playing God of War, and you played this game, maybe you think as you got older with the series, it grew up with you. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I went back and played all the other God of War games this year as well, for the first time. I played every single one, and I loved all of them. And so it was very crazy to go start with 2018 or 1 and then 2018, and then to go back, play all the other ones, and then replay 2018 and then Ragnarok. So I'm sure I'm not alone here. Let me know what you think.